and I'm gonna go head back. Or okay, so it's Friday, end of week 4, pretty much, and I'm gonna head out for the first lecture of this day. I have 2 today, and physio starts in about 10 minutes, so I should make my way down. I'm just sitting in this classroom, this empty classroom that doesn't have any classes until 2 o'clock. And so 3rd floor, I think, is where it's at. So that's pretty nice. I just found this spot last night. I finally got a grocery haul, so I'm gonna definitely share that probably. Or maybe, well, I already ate half of the food. I already ate half of the food, and I think that was maybe, I think I spent $80 on groceries from Target. So there's that. But for the cold stuff, like the meat, the milk, butter, I have to walk up a slight hill. So about maybe a 10-minute walk, and then I have to walk back down the hill with my cold items. I don't even remember really what happened in week 3. I just know that last weekend I visited a cordial friend of mine in Wisconsin. And at the end of it, I left peaceful and energized. Yeah, I definitely needed that recharge, especially for how much more demanding this week is. And the next week, well, it's crunch time for that first biochem exam. Okay. Ugh. I was expecting, or I think a lot of people expect that they'd be in a groove in week 4, and I feel like I kind of got a hang of it, but not as much as I'd like to be. So try to enrich my spirituality, right? Pray and just hype myself up while I'm prepping for this exam next week. I mean, I think I found my study group or 2 and my study partners, or figuring out who is, I don't know, who keeps me most accountable. I think I vetted pairs and groups to figure that out, but I still feel like I'm not putting in as much time as I should be to reviewing the content. I feel like my personal goal is to find ways to study more efficiently, or rather to understand things, learn and understand things more efficiently, because the last thing I want to do is overwhelm myself and then burn out early on in this program. So hopefully, I think in these past 2 weeks I have a decent idea of how to balance out my academics and my life balance. And I feel like one of the easiest ways that I like to blow off steam, or just not think at all and just press pause and be in the moment, take in my surroundings, is to walk around, to wander. So I did take home a souvenir from my Wisconsin excursion, this glorious chunk of cheese. Mango fire is mango habanero. Ugh, this combination is actually quite divine, surprisingly, for cheese. So if you're ever in Wisconsin, you better hit up the cheese shop and get you this. $8.50. Yes, you can take it home on the plane. It was nice. Ugh, I feel like Wisconsin, or maybe it's the Midwest. So in case you don't know, I was actually born in the Midwest, and I think that's the only place that I really felt homesick for twice or so. I don't know, maybe it's a sign. Maybe I retire in the Midwest. I hear it's a great area to retire, or maybe even I study there in my near future. I like to spend 1 or 2 days in my weekend as a spa day, pretty much. And I actually got home from a little TJ Maxx run, so I will definitely, obviously I have to share my mini haul at the end of this video, or at the end of this entry. Okay, yeah, and then, so I feel like these past 2 weeks I haven't really used my paper planner as much as my Google Calendar on my tablet and my phone. And yeah, this weekend I got a meal prep for real, because oh my goodness, I didn't realize how much time you honestly waste when you walk or you travel to the cafe, to the restaurant, and then you sit down or you pick up your order and then you take it back to campus or you take it back to your place. It's that's viable time to review some things or learn new information for an upcoming assessment. So just finding ways to not optimize, but just, I don't know, handle the basic survival stuff with less energy input. So I think I took care of my grocery haul. I learned how to use Instacart, Target delivery, and the Asian food app apparently called Wee. I asked my classmate for a referral code and she couldn't find it on her app, but it's okay. I'm glad I at least have that app handy. Okay, right, so I was able to visit not one, but 2 campuses over these 2 weeks. And those campuses are MIT and Northeastern. So that actually exceeded my goal. My monthly goal was to visit 1 new campus every month, and well, you know what? I hit 2. Okay, so for MIT, I'd say I've only been there once. And the fact that nobody was jaywalking, why was I disappointed? I thought to myself, wow, these are pretty orderly people. But you know what? I'd say they are one of the, well, actually everyone in Boston's like really intellectual. Yeah, anyway, but I was amazed at the selection of Asian food in that area. Like, they have so many boba options and noodle shops. So I don't know, maybe if I have some time in the future, I hit up the MIT area. And then as for Northeastern, I actually carved out some time for a little club fair or something, and because they had free pizza, and I thought, why not? Just see what happens. Unfortunately, I did not get free pizza in time because I don't know, I think a bus was late or something, so I got to campus later than expected. But I did get to review some things in this cool classroom setup. I like how in the wood panels there is a slim whiteboard, and I think that's pretty savvy for students, especially like myself. I love using whiteboards to draw connections between topics and obviously rewrite all these pathways and processes. And Northeastern, it is designed like its own mini city. I'd say kind of, well, some people say University of Houston is like a mini city in itself, but I feel like with Northeastern there's a lot more shrubbery, there's a lot more green space, so maybe it resembles more like University of California campuses. I'm not sure. I would imagine they have similar architecture and similar urban layouts. Okay, yeah, I don't really want to talk much anymore, so I'm just gonna, I guess, jump into my mini haul from TJ Maxx. It's only 4 items. Okay, so like I said, I like to spend my weekends part of my weekends as a spa day. So I had to get a foot or body scrub. This one I had to get because it's Australian owned. This is pear and jasmine scented. It is a lovely jade green. And the smell reminds me of this, I think, Gardenia Fresh scrub from Bath and Body Works, which unfortunately there's only 1 location now in Boston. Ugh, I have a running list of a dozen chains that just don't exist or no longer exist in the Boston area. So this is gonna be handy for those long days. This item I did not need to get. I think I got it because I was mistaken. Back at my family house, I remembered there is a bottle that is about to be empty, so I got this. But you know what? Now that means I have a year's supply of nail polish remover. Third is this set of 5 hand creams. Okay, you know what, let me just pause and open these and then we'll just smell them together. I want to go to bed. Okay, so let's start off with this Yuju, this brightening hand cream. It's lemony and it's not super sharp. I'd say it's a light fragrance. And then we have this one that's Moisture Milk Hand Cream. Has some cows on the front. I like to carry around hand creams. I like to use them, especially since I feel like the campus soaps or a lot of soaps in public spaces, they dry out your hands real fast. And hand creams, keeping your hands moisturized, especially during blistery weather or brutal winters, is gonna keep your skin from peeling. This one, I don't know. I think this one's unscented. I'm not smelling anything, but cute graphics. This one is strawberry. It smells like candy. Yeah, it smells like candy to me. But like I said, it's not overly sweet. This one is Pink Peach. This one smells similar to the body butter that I got from Dollar Tree. Yeah, okay, cool. And then finally we have Pure Snail. I thought snail only goes on your face, but whatever. That's cool. This smells like avocados. Okay, cool. And they expire in 2028, so I'm set. And then finally, the last product is micellar water. This was one of the items that I was looking for because I'm actually almost out. So this is the one I currently use, Clinique Take the Day Off Makeup Remover. I think this is probably the smaller size jar, and yeah, this one is definitely exceptionally durable. It gets rid of my tubing mascara, it gets rid of any, yeah, I think tubing mascara is one of the hardest things that any makeup remover can remove. So this thing, exceptionally strong, and just blast it away. Well, I think I only had energy to say all that stuff, but yeah, thank you for listening, and until next time, take good care.